Your daily out with me.
Hey!
That's the program, everybody. We're over here on TV.
Guess what day it is? Just guess. You have a 1 in 7 chance of being right.
I already know, and I think maybe the viewers probably know too.
Maybe.
Maybe Dan is talking to the viewers. Guess what
Yes,
day it is?
I'm talking to you.
You have a 1 in 7 chance, but if you phrase it just as what day it is, you could say, is it Christmas? Is it
Nope.
5 days after New Year's?
Nope.
Is it Thursday?
Nope.
Is it the day of reckoning?
Yeah, maybe.
You could have 364 more questions yet to go
Is it the
before.
25th day of October?
No.
Is it the third day of winter?
25th day
No.
of October. That's my birthday, I believe.
Oh, is it Carl's birthday?
Yeah.
Really?
October
Yeah,
25th?
October
Wow.
25th. You
What?
said it.
What? Really?
Oh my
yeah,
god.
you said October 25th.
Oh my
Wow, that's
god, that
weird.
was my
yeah,
first
the
wife's
October
birthday.
25th is my birthday.
That's weird.
You're all
that
Sagittarius and
that's
shit.
weird that I had said your birthday just now.
We're just premeditating talking about shit that don't matter.
Yes, it matters.
I guess I
Maybe.
knew that your birthday was around that time because of like Scary Month and stuff. But I totally pretty random out of.
That was my first wife's birthday.
Oh really? But we were talking about these 365 guesses, and that's
Yeah.
a weird thing.
It's more than it's more than 365 because you could guess every day of the year except
366
for
on leap years.
one, which would be today.
Yeah.
And then you could guess major holidays.
Yeah. So many things. That's the thing I
and
said, but I
today
think
is
what we're
not a
getting-
major
that's-
holiday.
What we're getting at is that it's Monday.
Monday!
Yeah. It's Monday. It's this day over here. Look,
Getting
it's
that?
episode 2060,
We're-
Monday,
we're
May
getting-
9th.
we're
2016.
Congratulations. You have lived this long to see this day.
We're getting somewhere
Congratulations.
on the program.
We're
Hip
getting
hip.
places. We're going
hooray.
places. We've been places, and we're riding on our shoulders.
All
Yeah,
right,
and
well,
we're
I-
going to do stuff tomorrow.
I guess
if
I'll
we
have
live.
to seatbelt myself in for the long haul.
Yeah, take a load off. Well,
Take a load off.
how are you, Dan? You're back.
I am back. I am not contagious with all those tiny little rhinoviruses. I'm feeling much better.
Were you last
Oh,
week?
that's such a relief.
Weren't you already better?
I was so scared
Wasn't that the week
that I
before
would
last
be
week?
overcome
Yeah.
with disease and germs
That was-
and.
Well,
weeks
I
ago.
felt a lot better. I felt a lot. Yeah. Yeah.
Wasn't that 2 weeks ago?
You're welcome. I always
Well, I
want
thought I was over my cold, but I
to
have
over
these
dramatize.
lingering minor symptoms.
Maybe
Oh,
not.
really?
Yeah. Minor lingering symptoms
feel?
where I still have a little bit of nasal thing, a tiny bit of extra snot, occasional,
Oh my
coughing.
God! Dan has the Zika virus. Run!
No, I don't. No, I don't. I can say with uncertainty that I don't. Mostly
That
uncertainty.
sounds like a pregnant lady virus.
No,
Yeah.
it damages. It hurts pregnant women really bad.
Yeah.
It damages their fetus.
Yeah.
But it's apparently it's an intestinal kind of thing that goes on, as opposed to a head cold kind of thing that goes on.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just being stupid with my science, but carry on.
So you weren't fully
Yeah.
better last week like we thought you were.
Well, I felt better, but I had for 3 or 4 days after, I still had some lingering minor symptoms, and most of it was a little bit more phlegm than I like, and so I would snort. I would snort the snot back more often than usual. I would cough a little bit more often than usual because it would go down my throat.
What do those sounds sound like?
No.
My nose would be plugged up a little bit more often than usual. They were very minor. So there were probably I don't know. I'm pretty sure my body killed them all off. Pretty sure.
Good.
But generally the cold viruses lives in moisture and it'll die in a couple hours.
Death
So,
to the cold
If I
virus.
cough on something, as long as the surface that I coughed onto is still moist, there are live viruses in it.
Ooh.
After a couple hours, yeah, they're dead, Jim. They're dead, Jim. Speaking of which, my my grandson finally watched Star Trek with me.
Yeah, is this a thing that you've been trying to set up
Well, he just did.
I have tried to get him to watch Star Trek with me for a couple of years now, and he just no interest.
Why
But
did you just say no? I mean, why didn't you turn it on? He doesn't watch anything on TV.
yeah, he did that too. He was glued in front of it, and he sat on my lap for the last half of the show. And I talked to him about Spock and McCoy and Kirk, and I talked about the ships and the space thing, because the one that we watched was called the Doomsday Machine, and the Enterprise encounters another ship that is heavily damaged, and they figure out why, and it was attacked by this huge cone-shaped, kind of bent cone-shaped machine that would go to a planet, and it would use this pure anti-proton beam, and it would slice chunks out of the planet and consume the planet for energy, and then it would move on to another solar system. And so it was attracted to any energy source, and so it damaged the ship, and the ship of this Captain Decker was all but destroyed. And so he beams the crew down onto a planet because the ship was all but destroyed, and the warp engines were out, the impulse engines were out, the phasers were exhausted, no photon torpedoes, nothing. And so he, as a safe place to live, and the planet killer, the Doomsday Machine, destroyed the planet, and so he lost his entire crew. And so the show was about the Enterprise and this other ship working together to destroy this machine. So it was a good show, and we watched the remastered episodes. There are two versions of Star Trek. There are the original series as they were, and there's the remastered episodes, which are much more popular, and they're also on Netflix. Should you choose to accept your mission.
What did they remaster? Is it like Star Wars?
No, not at all, actually. Oh, I'm talking.
Okay, yeah.
I'm talking. So the remastered versions, what they did is they took the effects where phasers were being fired, and they the mantra of the people that did this is change nothing except what we think that Gene Roddenberry would have done had he had the technology to show things. Yeah. And so all the ship shots, all the exterior ship shots are CG, and the ship moves around, and
it is kind of like Star Wars though.
A little bit, but they didn't add any scenes or take any scenes out.
Yeah, I still want to see those original like bad models. I think that's part of the show, I think.
Yeah, so they did that, and everything's the same except when you see ships flying around, they look real.
Yeah,
Instead of these flat, unmoving ships that just kind of sit there. And very 1967 effects as opposed to 1990 effects.
I think that's a little bit bad, but...
it so improves the quality of the show. It doesn't change anything. It just shows what they were talking about in the show. You know, it's an improvement. They did well. They were respectful.
All right.
So we watched Star Trek.
You want to watch more?
Yeah, I'm gonna find another episode that I think you'll get glued to, and we'll sit and watch it, and I'll tell them all about. Damn it, Jim! I'm a doctor, not a mechanic.
So he was into it though.
He was.
You're pruning a nerd.
Yes.
Whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Pruning?
Yeah, and what I want to do is show him 2 or 3 episodes, and then go to the next generation and show him 3 or 4 episodes that I think he'll like.
Yeah.
And the idea is I'd like to expose him to Star Trek, so that when I talk about Star Trek, he will have a sense of what I'm talking about. It'll give him some context. I doubt seriously that he will be hooked on it like I was. But
Well, that's true. I think in some sense because the Xander has so much more stimulation to draw from, rather than just like 3 or 4 channels
yeah.
that you
Yeah.
had in your day.
Did you watch it?
He's got like thousands,
Me?
Yeah.
or at least hundreds. Channels.
I watched them every Saturday when the shows originally came out. And I fought my brother to watch them. My brother wanted to watch hockey. And I physically fought him.
Really, in Canada,
Yeah, when I was a kid.
hockey is a major fight too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
It's
wanted to
where
watch hockey.
blood-
I wanted to watch Star Trek, and he was bigger. And so, yeah, I fought him hard. And then I swore at him,
Uh huh.
and I got in big trouble. I got my mouth washed out with soap twice.
Yeah. That sport
To
is.
watch Star Trek though.
I lost the fight,
Oh.
and then I was punished for swearing.
So you.
But after that, I got to watch Star Trek every Saturday afterwards. And I would be extremely angry and upset if I had to miss it for some stupid anything else.
And your
Anything.
parents was like, let him watch Star Wars after or whatever.
Yeah,
Before
yeah.
no more fighting.
Yeah.
Did they let you watch Star Trek? You against Mormon code?
No. My dad was so ridiculous that when a tampon or a maxi pad or any kind of a feminine hygiene anything commercial came on, he would go and stand in front of the TV.
Oh, really? Oh, he didn't want you to know about periods?
Oh no, it was like, oh no, boys shouldn't know about that.
Mormons gotta love them.
Yeah, well, he was mocked. Those commercials didn't start coming on until the early 70s, and at that point I was a teenager and my older sisters were older teenagers, and they mocked him more than anything. It's like, oh man, why are you doing this? You're just calling more attention. And so
Yeah.
so I would get off the chair and I would like maneuver around so I could see the TV, and I would act like I really wanted. I was now even more interested now that he was calling attention to it. Yeah, I hammed it up. I exaggerated the response. It's like, really, you doing this is just lame. So yeah, he did that. And on Sundays we weren't allowed to watch like regular television. My brother was really upset because he couldn't watch hockey. And so we convinced my dad that National Geographic, it's about nature and God made nature and blah blah blah.
Is your brother still in the church?
Everyone except for me and my older sister are in the church.
Your brother experienced
Both brothers and my younger brother, yeah, they went through the same shit.
And they stuck with it even after?
Yep. Oh, they denied everything. They denied all the shit that happened. Never happened. My younger brother threatened to kill me and my other sister if we talked to anyone else in the family.
Oh no.
Yeah, he threatened to kill us.
Wait, look out, Dan. There's someone coming.
You talk to my wife or any of the family, I've got guns, and I'll use them.
If you talk to them, period? Just at all?
Yeah, about the shit that happened, yeah.
Oh yeah. But what about just saying hi?
Well, at that point, I don't even want to say hi to his sorry ass.
Yeah. So I mean, but when was the last time you talked to him? In the 80s? And then what decade was it?
30-something years ago.
Oh, in the 80s, huh?
Yeah.
How old is he now? I'm not being
Well, I'm 53. He would be 51.
Wow. And you don't even know if he's alive or anything? Or,
Nope. No, I walked away. I walked away from these people.
Yeah.
It was too toxic for me to stay. And I'm not going to be around people that say the things that I experience didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever think about trying to help him?
I tried. I tried at first. When I started remembering the shit,
Yeah.
I tried contacting him. That's when he freaked out. I contacted my oldest brother. He freaked out. I talked to my mom. She freaked out. No. That couldn't have happened. That just couldn't possibly have happened. But I remember you doing stuff. No, you didn't.
Wow.
You didn't remember that. Yeah, all kinds of gaslighting bullshit.
Yeah.
And so it's like, no, you're not going to sit here and tell me that what I remember is something I'm making up for some reason that you're deciding that I'm making it up. No, fuck you.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourselves.
I had like this.
It was at that point that I realized that I had a family of origin and a family of choice.
Yeah.
And I decided to focus on my family of choice.
That's good.
And my family of origin, I mean, sure, they're blood relatives, but I don't have to be around them. I don't have to acknowledge their existence or whatever. I mean, I do, but they're lost as far as I'm concerned. They're lost.
I want to go see Mormon Dan. I think he looks like you, your brother. You know, I mean, that's how.
They all have less hair than me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But that's how brothers and sisters they work. But I want to, like, I have this like morbid curiosity to see Mormon Canadian Dan.
You know, every once in a while, I'll do a Facebook search
Yeah.
and try and find them. But because I have not seen any of them in 30 years, it's kind of hard to say what they look like. People will remember me from 20 years ago, and apparently I look the same. You know, I got more wrinkles and shit and less hair and shit, but
And you were way bigger, weren't you?
I was twice, but I was skinny in between all those times.
Oh yeah.
I was skinny as a teenager. I was skinny up until I was 24 when I got married and started driving around.
Yeah.
And I stopped walking a lot, and I stopped riding a bike a lot. I stopped doing physical exercise. I did a whole lot of sitting, and I got fat, and I ate great big meals, and then I went to bed. So, but I don't do that anymore.
That's good.
And so, yeah, my behavior was very different. And so after my marriage ended, my behavior changed. I didn't have a car, so I did a lot of walking and riding bikes. And I lost a lot of weight, and I got back down to my 160, which is pretty much where I'm at now, where I've been at for 8-9 years, about 160 or so. And I've been with Summer for 10 months now. And normally what has happened in the two major relationships that I've been in, I start gaining weight.
Yeah, we still have a car though, so maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I walk to work like 3 or 4 times a week, and I am on a mission not
You really
to.
watch your carbs though.
Yeah, I do. Not to get diabetes again. So lots of small meals, not huge amounts of carbs. Try and exercise as often as whatever I can. You know. Walk instead of taking a ride if it's not too far. So yeah.
Maybe if you were to get diabetes, you can get it. Would you have type 2?
Type 2, yep. Type 2 diabetes. It's called late onset diabetes. It's also known as insulin resistant diabetes. There's a bunch of names for it, and they all kind of sort of describe kind of the same thing in different ways.
Type 2 diabetes is preventable. So
Yes, it is.
that's what they should call it preventable diabetes. So that way when you get it, they can tell you, they say, you have preventable diabetes.
Yeah.
So that means you didn't prevent getting it? Yeah.
Yeah, but it's hard. It's hard to get out and walk around every day or every other day.
Yeah.
To go on a speed walk or whatever. And it's really hard because there's a meal sitting in front of you and you're really hungry and you're super, super hungry, and so you're like, nom, nom, nom. And then after you eat, you're all relaxed and content and you get all tired and it's time for a nap.
Yeah.
And that's the worst time to take a nap.
Yeah, I always take it up right after I eat after.
Yeah, that's not a good habit to maintain. It's fine part of the time, but if it's a regular occurrence, yeah, it's not good.
Well,
Because what happens is your blood sugar spikes and it stays spiked, and that messes with your body's insulin capture of sugar on the cell surface process. because we have a set point.
It makes you sleepy.
Yeah,
Why would
yeah.
it make you sleepy if that's what you're supposed to do?
Because your blood sugar has spiked. And so what I do is I don't eat a big meal. I don't eat a huge meal, so
Yeah.
my blood sugar doesn't spike and I don't get sleepy.
Well, then there's like some sort of like drug that is manufactured in your bloodstream. Isn't that right? After you eat, like,
in your bloodstream.
well, right, but it's like eating the turkey.
Tryptophan?
Right.
That's what people say,
of
but
Thanksgiving. maybe?
tryptophan is somewhat of a factor, but mostly Thanksgiving. Okay, what do we eat at Thanksgiving? We eat turkey,
Mashed potatoes.
mashed potatoes, which is lots of carbs. It's almost all carbs. We
Yeah.
eat stuffing, which is almost all carbs. What else do we eat? Cranberry sauce. That's all carbs. Some fiber, but all
Booze?
carbs. Yeah. Straight up hard liquor has no carbs. The sweet things that we add to it, like, if it's
Cola.
a mixed drink,
Yeah.
yeah, that'll have carbs. But we also eat, what do we eat? Corn. That's a vegetable, not a huge amount of carbs. Those are good. But we'll eat
Corn is a starch, though, isn't it?
Oh, it's starchy, but it's got fiber in it,
Okay.
which is it's not as carby. It's got a nice mix of fiber and carbs. We'll eat the pumpkin pie.
Uh-huh.
A small amount of fiber. The pumpkins are really good for us, but we add sweetened condensed milk, so there's a huge amount of carbs in that. The pie crust is all carbs. I'm trying to think. What else do you eat for Thanksgiving? Olives? Do people put olives out for Thanksgiving?
No.
Pickles?
Maybe.
Green bean salad. Or green bean casserole.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so the green beans are high in fiber, low in carbs.
Uh-huh.
The soup mix that goes in it is thickened with lots of carbs. And then we add the crunchy things on top. Those are all carbs. So the green bean casserole is a little bit more balanced, fewer carbs, more fiber, and that's better. But when for Thanksgiving, what I do is I eat all the turkey I think I can eat, and a little bit of potatoes, a little bit of the rolls. That's another thing. We have rolls.
Yeah.
A little bit of the rolls, a little bit of corn, a little bit of beans. I'll have a tiny sliver of pie, and it's really not a huge amount. And at that point, I am stuffed
Yeah.
because I don't eat the huge meals. My capacity to eat a large amount is not much.
That's good.
Yeah, and I don't get all tired. I don't get sleepy. I don't get all tired.
Is that a sign of diabetes if you get sleepy after you eat? Because I always do
No,
that.
not necessarily.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a sign of having your blood sugar spike.
I do that all the time. I eat a lot and then I take a nap. But then I usually after I wake up from the nap, I exercise a little bit. So,
Yeah,
but I think I'm doing the thing where I sleep right after I eat.
yeah, I don't.
But then I'm active after.
I used to.
After that, though,
It's that activity afterwards that's really, really important.
I think that most people, I think if you really get it, it's like you got to be really, really not active. Like it doesn't take that much, right, to stave off diabetes. Just like go do a little bit, at least a little bit of exercise.
Yeah,
You
get
have
up,
to be-
walk around.
Yeah, you have to be like really, really sedentary to get it. Maybe.
Yep.
So get
Yep.
up, walk around, viewers. I think.
Yeah.
You know?
Don't eat a huge meal and then go to bed
Yeah.
at night. Taking a nap is one thing, but going to bed at night, don't eat a big meal and go to bed. I know you want to, but just don't do it
Put
because.
people to sleep maybe, but.
Well, what happens is your blood sugar will be spiked and it will remain spiked for hours and hours and hours as you sleep.
Oh yeah.
And all of those carbs, because they're not being used at all, because you're not up and walking around, all those carbs are stored in fat cells. But if you're active after you eat, if you get up and walk around and do something and stay busy for an hour, you burn the carbs and you don't store them as fat.
Uh huh.
So that's what I learned. And so I've tried, my behavior has been for 8-9 years is I don't eat a huge meal and I try and get up and move around. Like,
Good.
you know, for Thanksgiving, as soon as the meal's done, I go back in the kitchen and I help clean up. I'm
That's
up
good.
and moving around and doing stuff.
You're a fit person. Carl drinks a lot of Mountain Dew, though. Carl. Mountain Dew. We're playing the dice game here. We're running number down right between 1 and 6.
Diet Mountain Dew would be a better choice at least half the time.
We're trying to visualize the future.
That's what I drink. Diet
What's
Mountain
going
Dew.
on? But I think the bass is unplugged, Carl. You got to go find the bass.
All about bass, about the bass.
Yes. Some trouble. Here it
So
goes.
I rounded up the tapes.
Uh-huh.
There's some days missing there. I got Sunday, Saturday, Friday's missing.
Friday was at TCTV.
Okay, then Tuesday, Wednesday.
But looks like last
And then
Monday.
last
was something
Monday.
there, too.
Unless it was recorded on the other unit instead.
We do both. Usually.
Well, look for last week's episode.
Here it goes.
Somewhere in there. Actually, Freddie might
2.
have grabbed it
I
already.
lost.
2. Oh,
What'd
man.
you do?
What number did you pick, Carl?
5.
5. 5?
Surprise.
Why did you pick 5? That was not the winning number. So,
Why? Why, Carl?
yeah, why?
Because Carl Jr. tells me to. That's why.
Yeah, Carl's been doing the Dan picking the same number every day.
Oh no, not that one. Wait, I would have to eject the tape.
Hi, Dr.
Oh,
Hi, Dr.
right.
Kinney. This is Dan.
Hey, Dan.
Hey, Dan.
I got in the car. I was walking along, and a van pulled by me and stopped, and they asked me if I wanted to ride, and I said, wait, okay, I'll get a ride. I'll come inside and I can have a ride. And
What?
they took me to Chicago.
What?
They took me to Chicago.
Are you calling from Chicago?
I'm in Chicago.
What?
Bye.
That's Dan, Chicago.
What the what?
That's far away. That's so far.
Wow.
That's like,
You can't even necessarily get there in maybe a 24-hour period.
yeah, that's far, Dan.
What in the Jolly Rancher are we watching up there?
Flag Day.
Oh, is it Flag Day today?
No. Flag Day for them.
Well, it is to them.
What? It is not.
We are honoring their experience of honoring.
Is this
Flag Day.
U.S. Flag Day or is this some other country flag day?
We don't know. They speak another language.
Well, maybe it's
The label says some sort of high school flag day.
Yeah, the label is in English, so
Yeah.
I kind of think it might be Hawaii. But it
hard
could be.
to tell.
Yeah.
The mailbox belonging to
Dan
It's
Dover.
full and can no longer accept new
is
messages
full
at this time.
and cannot
Leave a
accept
callback
new
number.
messages
Press
at this
five. We're
time.
trying
To leave a
Oh,
callback
it's
number,
American.
press 5. Or please
what
try
is that?
again later.
What is that? Is that?
Bye.
I
Oh
hope
yeah,
that flag is white.
hey, it's the flags for
Bye.
Flag Day. Goodbye.
Oh, it's blue and white. Look, there's a U.S. flag on
Yes.
the right
I see that.
and some other flag on the left. Maybe it's like Guam or Canary Islands or Puerto Rico or
I keep on wanting to
Hawaii.
look for the
I mean, it's
label
definitely
from the.
tropical.
Yeah.
So. Oh.
So the American flag goes up. And then the foreign flag goes up, or the state flag, or the territory
We need more
flag.
wind.
Salute.
We
Okay,
need more wind.
I'm saluting.
Oh, salute the flag.
Come on,
Okay.
salute.
Hey, you've reached Freddie
need more
Dover.
wind.
I
Okay.
can't come to the phone right now, but if you leave me a nice message, then I'll call
Are
you
we
back
supposed
as
to
soon as I
clutch
can.
our
Thanks
breast?
a lot.
With one,
No, that's
like
Pledge
left?
Allegiance.
Hey, Dan, Freddie, it's the program. You can call us back.
Yeah.
God bless America. Is it
Yeah.
supposed to be right hand on your heart and then left hand?
It's been so much time since I was in
I think it's the
elementary
left
school.
hand onto the right chest, right breast, whatever.
Yeah.
Because that way your fighting arm is free for saluting.
Well, your left arm is your fighting
shooting
arm?
and
Your fighting arm
Which
is
one's
free.
your fighting arm?
your right
Yeah.
arm. So handshakes
What
are
if I
supposed to
want
be
to
done
fight
with the
with
right
my
hand.
left hand? Well,
Well-
you're just a lefty.
Well, that means you're a weirdo.
Yeah.
Sorry, Carl.
Thank you very much.
Are you a lefty?
No, I'm a righty.
Well, thank good.
I was just being.
Who even are you?
Who am I? I don't even know who I am anymore. I don't even know, Kenny.
Oh no!
anyway.
Wait. Let's look at that flag again. Oh, never mind.
Now it's info
Well,
time.
you're watching your Daily Hour with me. It's our long and hard live call-in television talk show that's recorded every day in Thurston County, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, 366 days on leap
I
year.
think we're out of video.
TCTV.com for the yeah, check us out. 11:30 p.m. Same last weekend was the last week was taped the episode.
And the 2
2
a.m.
a.m. was the last day of the month of the previous year. You can also watch any episode of the program on YouTube.com. Anyway, kick up on the program, especially you.
You.
Provide the community for content, so give us a call at 360-836-4384. Leave a message. We'll play your message on the next episode of the program. Call you back. Something like that. I don't even know. I forgot to enunciate and do all
No, you
kinds
did
of
great.
incredible speaking
We may call you
stuff.
back,
Yeah.
or we may not. Oh, that's taps.
Dad. I think it's white.
Yeah, what with all them palm trees?
That flag, I think it's white.
I want to go look it up now. It's
God
like, yeah,
bless
right.
America.
Yeah.
All right. Did you had a thing to
Yes.
question for Dan?
Carl, you had a science question.
So it kind of came up organically yesterday about continental drift, plate tectonics, earthquakes, whatever.
Okay.
And I was like, oh yeah, we have this volcanic activity because of the moon. Is that true?
The moon does influence our volcanic activity, absolutely.
So that's still just kind of really incredible for me to like.
Oh.
The moon has like the moon creates all this friction, molecules and whatnot, or
I thought this was the national anthem.
That would be the state anthem. Oh, they're wearing leis. Definitely
yeah.
Hawaii.
Yeah, it must be Hawaii. I don't know if they're gonna do the national anthem. If they do the national anthem, we'll listen to it and sing along.
yeah.
I think next. But yeah,
Okay, so you were asking about the moon influencing the plate tectonics.
Yeah, or just volcanic activity in general.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's just a yes.
Well, would you like more?
Well, sure. Are the molecules within the planet are they generating all this friction that they can't stay still, and so because they can't stay still, it becomes liquid, molten rock.
Well, anytime you have a large body like the Earth, and it is getting gravitational tugs of various strengths at different points on the surface or at different angles at regular intervals, that is going to cause the core and the mantle of the Earth to squeeze this direction and squeeze that direction. Just keep in mind that the Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles an hour roughly, and
Right.
it takes 24 hours to do a complete rotation.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, the moon is in a different place all the time, and it takes 28 days to do a complete
Oh.
circuit.
Yeah.
And it's a 250,000 miles away. Okay? So the moon is right here, and the Earth turns, and as it comes around again, the moon is actually over here now.
So you said something about it moving around, and I was like, wait a minute, Dan, there's only one moon. It's only like at a center spot, only, you know, like there's only one spot that exists within the center of the moon to create this gravitational pull.
Well, yeah,
But
because
the orbit of the moon is elliptical and it moves around.
slightly elliptical. So from the
And
moon's
that makes
perspective,
sense.
the strength of gravity that it gets from the Earth and the sun changes over time. Right? When it's over here, the sun is tugging on this part of the moon. And as the moon rotates, or as it goes through its orbit, now, you know, the next day, the gravitational tug of the sun is over here on the moon. And as it makes a complete circuit, the gravitation of the sun, the tug of the sun, is pulling on a different point of the moon. But it takes 28 days for it to pull on the entire circumference. Okay? The Earth, on the other hand, is tugging from a different direction. Sometimes the Earth and the sun are on the same direction, so it's getting tugged by both. And the Earth is the strongest gravitational influence to the moon. And so, because the same side,
This is the movie or something, Carl. Turn it on.
because the same,
It's done.
because the
We watched all the
same,
flag video.
the same side of the moon faces the Earth, it's only being tugged at from one direction, from the Earth.
Uh-huh.
So there's going to be the heaviest elements are going to be pulled towards the
We already
Earth
watched
side
all
of the
that one
moon,
too.
on the inside of it.
Well, I know, but it's not quite rewound.
However,
Fast forward.
the moon's orbit is elliptical, and so part of its orbit, there's a little less tugging, and for part of it, there's a little more tugging. And so there's a little bit of a squishy thing going on in the inside of the moon, because there's a slight tug from the sun and a different amount of tug from the Earth depending on where it is in its orbit.
Mm-hmm.
So this kind of tugging is going to heat the interior of the moon just a little bit. Not much, but just a little bit. And apparently the moon is hot inside. Not much. It's not real hot. Not enough to generate plate tectonics or volcanoes or anything, but there were a lot of volcanoes on the moon. When the moon first formed, it was spinning. It absolutely was spinning. It was spinning at a high rate of speed, and over the last 4 billion years, it has slowed down and stopped. So for the first half of the moon's life, there was geologic activity on the moon, and there's plenty of evidence for volcanoes and magma and cracks and plate activity and stuff.
That's
And
what you see the man in the moon as being, right?
yeah, the whole
The craters, yeah.
well, the whole side that faces the Earth is were once giant oceans of lava. There was a major impact on the back side of the moon.
bottom one, it's a dice game, right?
Yeah.
That one stays in there now. All right. Yeah.
There was
The
a
bottom ones, it should be the events.
Well, yeah, the bottom one is the events. I put birds one of Bird's videos in.
Oh, that's what this is?
Yeah,
All right.
ooh, mountains.
Nice. We'll play the dice game too, though.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so the
So the moon, very, very minor geologic activity, but because we have the sun and the moon pulling on a different side of the Earth all the time, continuously,
Uh-huh.
that is going to squeeze and push and pull and compress and contract and squeeze, and it's going to
6
do
and
all
5.
kinds of... Oh, I lost
Paul
again.
got 500 points. I
It's-
didn't get any points.
It's, okay, you know how the tides work, right?
Yeah.
Well, there are tides inside the Earth's mantle
Whoa.
because it's liquid, and it's affected by the gravity, just like the oceans are on the surface of the Earth. So,
Wow.
yeah. Did I answer? Did I answer your
If
question?
there's a closeness to the planet to the sun, would that create some sort of like molten core?
It could. In the case of Mercury, Mercury is barely rotating. Barely rotating. It does. It's nearly tidally locked, but it rotates a little bit more than the time it takes to orbit the sun in a single orbit. So its day, it spins about at the same rate that a day on Mercury is, which is about 88 days.
Whoa.
So it's got
Wow.
a slight thing. And Mercury, there is lots and lots of evidence of geologic activity, at least in the past. Volcanic kind of things, little volcanoes, cracks in the crust.
It makes sense. It's probably really hot.
Oh yeah, yeah. The side facing the sun, very, very hot, but because it slowly rotates, you know, it's evenly cooked.
Yeah.
And there is actually ice on the north and south poles of Mercury.
Whoa.
Not much, just like the moon, not much. These are in areas that are permanently cratered, areas on the north and south pole that never see the light of day, literally. They are in shadow from the sun and have been for billions of years. They were impacted by a comet or an asteroid or something, and there was a small deposit of volatile waters, different kinds of water, probably a comet, and it froze and stuck there.
Alright. I found it.
Now you've been bagged.
It was less than 2 feet from where I normally keep it.
Oh, yeah?
What?
Is it in your pile of trash? Mr. Gitsu lost his bag of weed.
Oh,
And I
man.
looked all over the fucking place.
What bummer, dude. Where's your weed?
Where was it?
Listen, put your weed in the same place all the time. Then you won't lose it.
But he lost it. But apparently he lives in a 2-foot trash pile. My trash pile is only like 6 inches, so Mr. Gitsu's a slob.
Damn it, Mr. Gitsu. Don't be a slob.
Lower your trash pile by like a foot and a half.
I created a small one over there.
Yeah. Yeah, my trash pile is only 1 layer thick of trash.
Oh, not even that. I mean, there are whole areas of no trash
Yeah.
whatsoever. That's pretty cool. Are we calling Mr. Ginsu?
Yeah. What?
Well,
Guess who's here?
Good morning.
Hey, I said yes.
fucking Dan.
Yep. Yep.
It's,
I could have told you that because it's Monday.
yes,
Yeah.
that's what you know. That's
Yeah.
why I said yes. But where was the bag? Where did it end up being?
What do you say, teriyaki or soy sauce?
If
Teriyaki.
If I only had one, I would say soy forever.
I like teriyaki.
Okay, I'll go with
Which one's
the
going on
soy.
now?
Commercial goes on the top.
Pardon?
Events stay on the bottom. Commercials go on the top now.
We're making
Okay.
extreme demands of Carl,
We're changing how it works a little bit.
No,
and he is complying
No.
diligently
it's
and,
fine.
and respectfully
No.
and
not
apologize.
respect-
So we're
Fuck
talking about
this shit.
science
I'm out
and
here.
the stars, aren't we?
Yeah. There's a couple things that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
I talked about plate tectonics and gravity and that sort of thing. I could talk to you about rail guns. I could talk to you about the most recent discovery of 3 planets orbiting a red dwarf star. It's 40 light years away. That's a big thing. This thing is kind of unusual how it happened and why it happened. And the other thing are the massive forest fires in Canada.
Oh my God!
Just 100 miles from where I grew up.
Really? That's how I hear that.
Oh,
Last one.
hell.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, thank you.
I heard about them.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about them.
Okay, so Edmonton and Edmonton and the area north of Edmonton, vast swaths of rolling hills are filled with what are called boreal forests. These are pine trees, conifers, evergreen type trees, and there's a very short growing season up there, but they're vast forests of trees that just go for miles and miles and miles in every direction. Well, there are lakes up in that area, and there are sand dunes, and I did a bunch of research today because I was really curious about the area and where the tar sands were in relationship to Fort McMurray, this city where half the population has had to flee because of these forest fires. Half the houses have burned down and buildings. Yeah, this major fire. And so these...
Yeah, the whole fucking town going.
Yeah. So these are trees, like if you go and you look at any pine tree here that has had 50 years to grow, the thing is super tall. It's really, really tall. It's like 50 feet or something. It's a really tall tree. But in Canada, 50 years, the tree is half the height. And that's because the growing season is so much shorter. So the trees are thicker and stockier, and they have a whole lot more sap build up in them. And because the growing season is shorter, there isn't as much time for branches and bramble and bark and fallen trees to decay.
Bramble.
Yeah, bramble. Sticks and twigs and shit.
Uh-huh.
Right? So there's a lot of debris on the ground, and this is what is burning. Not only are these trees burning, but all this stuff on the ground is burning. And this is the worst fire that they've ever had. They've had other fires that have happened, but this one is a major event. And Fort McMurray
Tell them to set a backfire.
Pardon?
Tell them to set a backfire.
Yeah, it did backfire.
Set a fire in front of it. Whenever you get real close to the front of the fire, and whenever you get where the wind is fucking going toward the fire, you can set another fire right there.
It did. Well, the river that Fort McMurray is next to is super, super shallow and wide. It's like it's a snow melt runoff kind of a river, and it's really wide. And the fire had been contained, but what happened is the smoke and ash rising into the air collected all kinds of moisture, so there were thunderstorms due to the ash and all kinds of lightning. And so lightning struck all over the area and started new fires. Yeah. So it's not just one fire anymore, it's like 4.
Oh, so many fires.
Yeah. So the other thing to consider too is that for the past 30 years, it has gotten warmer up there. There has been almost every year there's an extra day of summer, right? One more day, it's a little warmer for one more day on average. And the temperature during the summer is a little hotter. So because our planet is warming, points farther north are having longer, warmer summers. So the growing season has extended. So, and that has produced all kinds of extra kindling for a fire. So Fort McMurray is the major hub where all the people that work in the tar sands in northern Alberta go to. That's where all the offices are. That's where all the
everybody works there.
Major support companies. Yeah, that's where everyone goes. They'll live in Fort McMurray, and then they'll do a commute of about 20 minutes, and they'll go to work up at the tar sands.
Come on out of your clothes, Carl. What are you doing? Whoa! What are you getting your clothes off for?
Put your clothes on, Carl.
Yeah. Yeah, so while I was at it, I did a bunch of research about how they're extracting the tar sands.
Yeah.
And they've got 2 different processes. One is a great big shovel, which they've done for part of it, but the other method is really weird. What they do is they drill down and they put 2 long pipes that go down into the ground to where the tar sand is. And then the pipes bend horizontally. And one is above the other one. And so one is right over top the other one. And the upper pipe blows superheated steam into the sand above the lower pipe. And the lower pipe sucks in the oil that melts as a result of the superheated steam. And it literally dredges up all the oil that melts and travels through the sand to the pipe below it. And they've got all kinds of these all over the thing, and that's the way they've been extracting the tar sands for years.
And it's causing fire.
How much does it cost how much does it cost to do that?
Doing the 2 pipes is way less expensive, because what they were doing is they would have this giant, the biggest machine on Earth is this great big huge square building that's on 6 giant feet. It's not on wheels, it's on like 6 giant insect feet.
Whoa.
And it walks on these feet. And on one side are a whole bunch of counterweights. On the other side is a giant arm with a massive scoop. And this scoop could scoop up a city block.
Whoa.
And scoop it all up. It will scoop up 400 tons of material. And it will scoop that up and then drop that into a back of a truck.
That's a lot of stuff.
And
Sounds like somebody was smoking some pot when they thought that one up.
Oh yeah, they scaled that mofo up to Transformer giant monster machine size. This is the biggest machine on Earth.
It's definitely smoking weed.
Yeah, the only machines bigger are... Whoa.
What the heck was that?
That was a gunshot.
Was it?
Any noise like that, I just automatically say is a
That
gunshot.
sounds like an explosion to me. That wasn't like a... It was like lower pitched.
Go find out what it was.
Yeah, gunshots
Whoa.
go...
We need to go look out the door.
Okay,
Rick?
Carl's
Right
going to...
outside.
Yeah, it was a...
Go look and see if anybody's hurt.
It was a pow.
Hey, Carl's gonna go save the day, maybe.
Or he's going to go investigate and then come back and report.
I'm gonna look out the window.
So these things are the biggest machines.
Yeah, look out the window.
Yeah, so Kenny's going to go look out the window. I'm going to sit on my ass and continue to talk about the tar sand.
wait, find out what the heck's going on.
Yeah. So
And I'm sitting here wondering what the heck's going on.
that's what they were doing
like an
for 20 years, is this giant claw that would dig up huge amounts of this tar sand and dump it into a dump truck. The dump truck would carry it to a processing facility. Nope, Carl didn't see anything. And it would dump the sand into a processing facility, which would use superheated steam and boiling water to get the oil out.
Right.
But this method that they're using now leaves the sand in place. And it's super
There you
deep.
go.
Yep, it leaves the sand in place and it literally melts the tar into a liquid so that this pipe
Steam it
right
out,
underneath of
man.
it can sop it up
Whoa.
like a straw.
Wow.
Like you're drinking one of those fruity drinks
But it's tar.
with tequila
Yeah.
and cranberry and orange.
Pina colada.
That's right. It's like a straw, a bendy straw that's bendy on the bottom.
And Orange Julius.
Yeah.
Look at the commercial. You
Yeah.
didn't see anything out there?
No. I
Sounds like a
didn't see
firework to
anything
me.
of
The top one, Carl.
interest, but there was. I heard a lot of seagulls, maybe baying or.
Someone was
whatever,
shooting at
calling.
birds?
I don't know.
Were they shooting at birds?
This is the 8th. Today's the 9th, right? Spaghetti.
Yeah, this is
today.
the-
Fast forward to this one. We gotta look at the next one.
Yeah.
All right.
It is the 9th.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Ginsu. Is he still there?
I already
Are
looked
you
at
still
my
there,
phone.
Mr. Ginsu?
PM, 2 a.m.
up.
22. Mr. Ginsu?
Yep.
Are you there? Okay. I'm getting a new phone. I've had the same cell phone for 4 years. Also,
This is the right one.
I figured it out. Cell phone ages 5 years for every month. So if your cell phone is a year old, it's
It's the commercial, everybody. We're
60
here
years
on
old.
the couch again. We listen to some old messages, calls here.
Hey.
Hey.
We talked to some McDonald's about like moving sauce from their jar into smaller cups and then moving it back into another bigger jar that I bring. I'm not too happy about that one.
Yeah.
Remember Call of Duty number 3?
I'm not sure. 1:30 p.m. and 2 a.m.
Are we out of time?
on TCTV channel 32.
Holy crap.
360-836-4384.
Keep moving through time.
Don't forget to don't call.
Okay, next Monday, if I remember to, I want to talk to you guys about rail guns. Rail guns.
Rewind a little bit.
And laser beams.
I'm in the middle of cooking dinner.
Oh, stop.
Whoa! We have to roll the dice again.
Yeah, we do.
Okay,
Yeah, oh,
Mr.
yeah.
Ginsu, pick a number.
And then just let it roll through and we'll play the dice game on the
6.
6.
Where is it? Oh. Credits? Thanks, Mr. Ginsu. Thanks, Dan Dobler. Thanks, Dan. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you, Kenny. Thank you,
Oh,
Carl.
my pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for being here, everybody.
I'm thanking the large capacity of my bladder because I really got to pee.
2 2s, 1 3, 3 2s,
A 3.
1 5 and 1 6.
Okay, 3 2s, 1
Yeah.
3,
1 3.
1 5, 1 6. So, Mr.
Dan
Ginsu.
Carl, hi.
Right.
Oh, Mr. Ginsu picked 6. So he won.
Baby, Jordy,
He won
fabulous.
also.
StopTheSpy.com. John Webster, Thurston County, Washington State, USA. Viewers only.
Mr. Ginsu, you are a winner!
Hell yeah, dog.
Woohoo!
Bye.
Yeah, tectonics and the moon.
Coming up on the next episode.
Your daily out with me.
Yeah, hey, it's a commercial. We're looking outside today. It's bright.
Hola.
We talked to Mr. Ginsu about guns.
We saw ourselves in 2013.
It's a good time. Hi, 2017. We're on every night, 11:30 p.m. on TCTV channel 22.
I don't think we'll ever change.
360-836-334. Call leave messages on TV.
You know you want to. State and Capital, come on by. That's where the main studio is.
Check it out.
360-836-4384.
Bye.
Don't call.